Motto for the club is train hard to win easy. The harder the boxer trains, the easier that he'll win the fight.
Only if the truth hurts, don't look, it might go away. It's easy to pretend that life is a rosy bouquet. I don't need a platter, I'll take it straight.
It's called the lonely sport because it's himself and an opponent.
Give it to me raw, I'll take it home, cook it myself. Brewing up a storm, brewing up a storm, brewing up inside, and his eyes are wild and it can't go on. He's brewing up a storm.
Started off boxing and fell in love with it. I was successful at it. And then I decided, well, you know what, I'm going to set up a club in Lucan and I'm going to get Lucan back on the map with having a boxing club. Down here, we're set up, it's just a boxing club, nothing else happens in here. We've got 2 rings, we have 20 odd bags. When you step in, it feels like a boxing club. The atmosphere is there straight away once you step in through the door. But also, it's our club, you know, like this is the Lucan Boxing Club, and where you go from the early days, and we've done it in 3 years. Which is like, if you look at some clubs, let's say one of the clubs that was real close to us now is the Neilstown Boxing Club. And Neilstown have waited for 32 years before they've got their own club. We did it in 3, so you know, to do that in 3 years is something very special. And to have a club that we have is probably one of the best equipped clubs that's now in Dublin. We're loved, you know, as a boxing club because we're very reliable in that if one lad drops out, we're able to get another lad in. We have a massive club, you know. So we're all the time getting asked to go out to shows and go out here and go out there, and we do a lot of shows ourselves as well. We have a big show coming up called the Multi-Counties where we bring loads of clubs from all over Ireland and we box them off over 2 days on a Saturday and a Sunday. And it's a massive competition, absolute massive competition. Nobody really does it over here, where it's actually set up as a multi-nations. So, but we do it with the counties in Ireland. But it's everything to me now. It's my sport, it's my hobby, and it's my job.
We have an area here in Palmerstown who don't have any boxing. It's primarily soccer and GAA, and there's so many guys in the area who are good and can be good and are hanging around street corners or at shops or joking and messing. In boxing, it's not about batting a lad around the ring. There's discipline, we're mentors to kids where they look up to us and we have to portray that. But the main thing is to get kids focused, especially the way the economy is now. There's so many things they can be doing wrong, so when they're in here they're going to say goodbye.
Next one we're talking, they're going to do 20 pesos.
It's all about coming down and being consistent with your training, that you're training all the time, that you're down, you're doing your back work, you're doing all your exercise down here, you're doing your sparring, and you're putting hard training sessions. Now, this is everybody's hobby, it's my hobby, it's the kids' hobby. We come down here to enjoy it, they're with the mates and stuff like that, but when they train, they put the head down, they train as hard as they can. The little lads, they're the ones that are going to come up, they're the future of your club.
A training session will consist of skipping. We do a warm-up, we do a 20-minute warm-up, and we do punch bags, we do body work, we do sparring, and then if they're not tired enough, we send them out for a 2-month job.
Bag sprints. I've been reading about the Kenyans. A lot of it is very hilly, where they have to go up the hills, and what does is that strengthens the legs. So I was trying to think of a way that I could take that and bring it into boxing. And what I came up with was the incline bag. Instead of small. A lot of winning is just down to conditioning. It's down to being just a little bit fair, being able to throw more punches, that they're in there, that they're not getting tired and they're not getting sloppy. You got lads losing that last round where you get a bit tired and coming into the last round. You get a little bit sloppy where they're not set as tight and it's compact and punches are getting through and they're after going going down, they were up a point or two, and they're after losing by 3 or 4 points. So the thing is that we train the lads so that they're able to get through those 3 rounds and do a solid 3 rounds, and that they're as strong going into that 3rd round as they were starting off in the 1st round. So what we do is that we keep them training hard, and even with our conditioning classes down here with the rest of the lads, we keep them training hard. They keep training all the time, no breaks. What we do is that we swap over. If they're on the bags, you go on to an exercise. If they're on an exercise, they're in sparring. So they're all the time just doing something, they're all the time working. And that's where our motto, train hard, win easy. Harder kids trains, the easier he'll win the fight. The easier the fight will seem to, and the more that it'll just happen for him into the ring, where he won't be getting sloppy, he won't be getting tired. That 3rd round is going to be just as strong as this 1st round. Train hard, win easy. That's our motto. The very first fight, yeah, I remember I actually had a great fight. But I was, you know what, I was scared to death going into it. I had the nerves, they were all running, and I got in and I went and blasted out, and I went as hard as I could in that 1st round, throwing loads of shots, and I think I came into the 2nd round. I was shattered coming into that 2nd round. And I was going all out with loads of shots, and I stopped the boy that I was boxing, and thank God I stopped it because I was knackered. I would have probably got through 3 rounds, but no problem now that, but it's amazing that nerves and that adrenaline that's running through you, and having that big crowd watching you, and just being in the ringside, the ring is raised, the lights are on it, everywhere else all around it's all dark, and it's just, this is your first proper fight in front of the crowd and all, and it all builds up a little bit, and you do be all nervous and all that, thinking, oh, am I going to win, am I not going to win? But I did brilliant. I had good talent, and all I needed to do was just get in there and start getting used to being fights and start controlling your nerves and that. But my first one was a great fight. That I had I stopped playing the 2nd round, but thank God I stopped it because I was sharp. I started training at 15, and then I went on competing at 16, and then I went on to and I boxed till about 21 or so, and I took a break down for about 3 or 4 years, and then I came back after that, and when I came back then I had gone on, won the intermediates and I won the seniors and that, and then we went travelling with the Irish team doing multi-nations and foreign nations and stuff, and then I took another break again for about 5 years, and then I came back again then this year. I think that if I had started off a little bit younger, or maybe about 10 or 11, that I could have burned out or could have lost interest in it. So I think the age that a lot of people go junior is very late for you, even 16 to start fighting. That to be successful in the sport, because you have lads that are there that have been boxing from when they're 11, or even when you look, a lot of clubs can start them off 6, 7, 8, 9, and they get a couple of years experience in before they start competing at 11. But in saying that, I put so much into it from that age when I got into it at 15, that I was up at that standard of the top lads within a couple of years. Usually when lads get nervous, that they're thinking about, oh my God, the crowd, or how hard is it going to hit, and they build things up in the head that have no control over. When you're getting a lot of fights in back to back, you start learning how to control the nerves. I have a lot of experience in the kind of, I have maybe 120 fights or so you learn how to control those nerves. But in saying that, when I came back this year, I didn't have really a lot of time to prepare for the seniors. So I only had maybe 5 weeks before sparring, and then I went into the senior, so I was a little bit nervous on going in because I wasn't too sure what to expect. I didn't really get a fight before the senior, so I was going into a senior championship without any fights, just with sparring in behind me. This was going to be my very first fight in the senior championship, and just coming back. So when you go into a championship, and the All Irelands is the biggest championship that you can go for the seniors. One of the hardest things probably even is getting out Ireland, even winning multi-nations and getting medals in abroad over in Europe and all that. It's not as hard as probably getting out of your country. Mum has to stay home. She can't come in to watch me on my fights at all. She once she knows that I'm home, then that's grand. She can watch it afterwards then. But she has to know that I'm safe. She can't be in there. She gets worked up too much. 2005. It's exciting. Very exciting. It was a close fight. I was fighting Ocean Kelly in the final, and I had a tough run. So it was great when you pull that your national title. It's a great feeling. You know, I had loads of support in there on the night, and it's great afterwards, just everybody coming up congratulating you, but just knowing that you're the best in Ireland, you know, you're after coming out and you're the #1 of your weight it's a super feeling.
I won't bow down to no man.
World stage, we must be getting close to the Cubans. We have a fantastic high performance down in the National Stadium, and you bring in boxers who have won titles or show promise, and they train them up to a high standard level to get them professionally fit. Boxing is going to be sensational in Ireland in 10 years' time. You see what we can do with Bernard Dunn, Kenny Egan, Katie Taylor, with all the others, but it could be followed a hell of a lot more closely, and it's great encouragement for children coming up from 10 years of age up, because it'll give them something to push for and aim for. It takes a good while to get funding together for a boxing club. We started this club, we had to get our own funding together. We are looking at funding for a new club down the line, but boxing, I don't know where people look at boxing, it's a contact sport, it's dangerous. Every sport is contact, every sport is dangerous. So it could be a little more favourable towards Irish boxing especially. It's all about belief, and that's what Bernard Dunn claims, is belief. You have to believe in yourself. We can only do so much, they can do as much training, but if they get into the boxing ring, it's called a lonely sport, because it's himself and an opponent, and we can't do anything else with them. We can do give their advice, but they have to believe in themselves.
Now get the power air tracking my steeds. Heads on his ice sub-zero deep freeze. But little did you know, this second's about to blow. Ain't all about the money, but rhymes overflow. Always had the power hidden in a padlock. Fast in my music, yeah, call me Mr. Hancock. Gun cock, let it sight anywhere I choose. Now who's the coward point of view in my shoes? Just 23.